Star Citizen's not really a survival game in the traditional sense. Survival games generally kind of pin eating and drinking and staying warm at the forefront of the gameplay. That's kind of their main game mechanics are to kind of keep yourself alive. Whereas the Star Citizen experience is so much more. It's just another addition.
But what if it was just a regular survival game?
Hey folks, welcome back to SC Haulers. I am Saxa Wine, and today we are doing something that I have designed on my own, and it's obviously not a new design, but I am putting my take on it into Star Citizen. And so, first I want to say thank you to my YouTube members. Without your support, I wouldn't have the will or drive to actually continue doing this, so thank you all, and let's go ahead and get this video started. And the premise of the idea is everything is going to be solo self-found, and you have to start at a particular location that sells quantum drives and power plants and stuff like that. But what we're going to do first is go over the rules. So I'm going to try to get through these as quickly as possible. So obviously get rid of all your AUEC. I've set a limit max of 5K, and that's just for certain circumstances. Like for whatever reason you need 5K. The ultimate experience would be down to 0. You need a size 1 gold standard ship, and that is going to be ships that you are able to remove the components. Also, it needs a bed. Your starter outfit is going to be the default outfit when you first log into the game. So undersuit, helmet, med pen, pistol, and 1 magazine. Ship rules. So once you get to your starting location, you know components, and so this is the only exception to the outfit rule. You can bring a multi-tool with a tractor beam with you, or a max lift, or you can purchase one at the starting location with that like 5K max, and then pull out the components. So that is completely on you if you want to do that, but the components need to be pulled out. So whether you want to pull them out at your station and then have a friend like pull you with an SRV or something, I have no idea. How you get there is on you, but you need to pull the components out of your ship. Once those components are out, they are dead to you. No longer usable, and that is when your hardcore 0 to hero run starts. Now that all your components are removed, in order to leave that beginning station, you need to have a power plant and a quantum drive. That quantum drive will give you access to your LEO. If you want to be able to leave that planetary system in general, you have to have all of the components of your ship. If you want a flexible run, you don't need to put on the weapons or tractor beam if your ship has one. And missiles as well, because technically those are like loaded components. If you want a more hardcore run, you would then need to replace everything on the ship. But that is on you. I am going with a flexible run, so only just primary components. Last major ship rule, if you find an abandoned vehicle at your starting location, you cannot remove the components that are in that ship to replace them in your ship without paying a fence fee. And while this is an intended feature later in the game, we are going to role play this feature in here. So for every part that you want to salvage, you would need to pay 100K for every core piece. So power plant, quantum drive, cooler, and shields. For weapons or utility items, it would be 50K per. And then that would lead us into each one would have to be repaired with a Cambio tool if they are destroyed, and that will lead us into something else later. So our starting locations that we have are on Monox, we have Jackson Swamp and Sunset Mesa. Pyro 1, we have Rustville. Ignis, we have Ashland and Kabir's Post. Pyro 4, we have Chala's Beach, Fallow Field, and Sacred's Plot. Vatra, we have Sears Canyon. Terminus, we have Canard View, and Last Landing. Now, these are all in Pyro, so it's important for you to realize that a lot of these are going to be Headhunter and CFP aligned. And while the anti-air turrets are not working in 431, they will eventually, so make your choices wisely. Honestly, like just looking at this, it seems like if you are CFP, like the starting list, it looks like you would have the best bet at Pyro 4. There's not a lot of like weather conditions there. And Chala's Beach and Sacren's Plot are fairly close to each other. I think they're like 4K apart or something. But they are very, very close. So you have lots of options there. Survival. So you only have one life. If at some point you upgrade to a med ship that has a bed, the Cutlass Red comes to mind, and you want to use resurrections, I mean, that is perfectly fine. We are allowing one respawn every 3 days in this rulebook. Now, the stipulation of that is with med gels in place. Each med gel that you purchase, not only do you have to pay the 100k to buy it, but you also, in the hardcore 0 to hero rule set, will cost you 2.5 million per med gel. So moving on to blacklisting or no-go zones. Now the purpose of this, if you go red with a faction, for instance, if you decide you're going to commit to headhunters and you go hostile with CFP, all those CFP locations are off limits. They are no-go zones. Now the only way you would be able to go there is if you do your normal, like land 5k away, eliminate all enemies in the area, and so on and so forth. That being said, this includes all factions. So if you were to piss off Rough and Ready at one of the stations, you would be excluded from that zone. Now, I haven't like actually set a time period that you would be excluded. Obviously, you can't land like 5 kilometers away and then go to a space station. I mean, I guess you could, but that would be a long flight. Anyways, the big thing there is you can't clear all the enemies in the station. And so I'm thinking that we also set a 3-day period where you can't go to that particular station. So if I piss off Rough and Ready and get attacked by the anti-air turrets outside a ruined station, I wouldn't be able to go there for 3 days. You know what, we'll just go with that for now. And if I decide to change it later, I will change that. So before we really get into this run, I just want to bring up that I am starting to live stream. I had my second live stream on YouTube and Twitch yesterday, October 6th. It went really well. I'm glad all y'all showed up, and thank you for that. But you can find me, obviously, on YouTube at SC Hollers, on twitch.tv/SC Hollers, and I do have a Discord, and I'm not always in that Discord. Well, I mean, I'm always there. It's my Discord, but if you ever have questions and I'm not online or you can't find a video about it, about anything industry related, feel free to hop in there and ask questions. I am available to answer questions. I love teaching. I love teaching about Star Citizen. So if y'all want your questions answered more immediately, Discord is the best way to contact me, and that is the location you'll find me at. All right, so let's get into this haul. We are landing at Last Landing. We are going to avoid the pad here for a very specific reason. And that's just to not clutter up the pads. Alright, so the first thing I need to do is go find a tractor beam to remove these components. And this is why having the 5000 AUEC is important, because if you don't bring a tractor beam with you, you can actually just go buy one. All the locations that I have on the starter location list have tractor beams available. Well, the multi-tool and the attachment. Before I go spend that money, though, I think I'm going to look for some loot boxes, see if I can find one. Because that would be ideal. Ooh, a med gun. Oh, but our pistol. I want the pistol. I do want the pistol. But I don't know if the NPCs... Oh, multi-tool. Hell yeah. And a tractor beam attachment. Wow, how dope is that? Second box. And another multi-tool. Some crews. Okay, so we got some food in here. Food and drink. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. I don't have a backpack, though. So, core piece and backpack are going to be first thing. And I think Last Landing only has light armor. Let's go around and see if we can't find a red box somewhere. Maybe I can find some armor or something. The fires do not make your body temperature go up. Just more food and drink. Now, Last Landings is an interesting place because the planet is cold overall, being the farthest away from Pyro, and so it just gets freezing super cold really fast, and that is one of the survival things that I really wanted to test. Like, how survival can I make this? Like, or how probable is it that somebody could survive at Last Landing in a survival aspect, right? And it turns out there's only like 1 or 2 buildings that actually have like heating and cooling, or an area where you can regulate your body temperature. Oh, I wonder if I can grab fuses from this. I can. But I don't have a backpack. So I'm just going to have to hold this fuse. Okay, so I just realized we have a inventory terminal here. So I can actually store this fuse in here. But I do have a couple thousand credits. I want to purchase a core. Okay, and so we have the Arrow backpack, but that's a medium. Do we have any medium cores here? I think I passed it. There. Oh no, that's legs. There we go. No, so we only have a light armor. So I wonder if they have light backpacks as well. Oh, the quantum drives. Be civilian. Is the Cascade going to be the best one? I think it's a competition drive, right? Sorry, I got sidetracked. Backpacks. Mac Flex. We can use it on all of them. Fantastic. Okay, so that's 1,320. We also need the Cambio light attachment and a canister for repairs, and that is going to allow us to get our Handyman missions. We can at least, and this is what I wanted to test, like solely on Terminus, is these Handyman missions that are here. They are about like 4 or 5k away from Last Landings. Like, if I have nothing, which I might end up, I don't know. Some of these locations do have mules that you can get into. I haven't seen any yet, but I'm curious if I can run 4k without dying. Oh no. So I got the core. I need like 300 more SCU for the backpack. But I can store stuff in the core, so that is a good start. Please give me some body regulation. This is the commodity terminal. I'm going to have to go back to this big building. Okay, so what we're doing now is just going to all these containers that we found previously, and we are going to stuff all this food and stuff that we don't necessarily need at the moment into our core, and then go sell it at the terminal over there. Try to get ourselves up to 1300 AUEC. That way we can get that backpack. Oh, and you know what? I forgot to put my core on. Oh, what a good start. There we go. Okay. We'll put the tractor beam attachment in there. Let's go see if I can't get some more stuff, and then we will sell it at the terminal. Okay, so our core is filled with stuff. We ended up putting it in last landing, so we need to go to the sell tab, and we will sell this Dakari pod for 36 AUEC. Ranted Dung only sells for 1, which I'm not surprised by that, but there was a point in time when Wicklow wanted Ranted Dung for something, so I figured it would sell for more. Okay, so we need to get these Dakari pods, because there was a whole stack of them in here. Okay, we're going to go find some more stuff and sell them, see if we can't get this backpack. Also, I am freezing to death. Well, well, well. Look what we found, gang. Oh, okay, so we got 2 weapons. We got a helmet. We'll just put that. A Cambio. Oh, yeah. We gonna need that. Okay, we got this helmet too. Won't fit in the core. Yes, Terminus does have an atmosphere. A breathable one, I should say. Although, if you take your helmet off, you will freeze a lot faster. Just FYI. Okay, so we have a canister. We have our Cambio. We have a full-size Cambio already. How lucky is that? We do have a nice-looking helmet. We glow in the dark here. Let us go get our body temperature up. We're going to go put this stuff in the inventory. But we can definitely sell one of those guns and get that backpack now. Okay, so we are going to sell the Ravager and the ammo that is going with it. So we'll sell those 2. That's going to be 150 AUEC. Ravager, 1197. That's almost enough to buy the canister itself. And then we'll sell this as well for 172. Man, that Ravager ammo is not cheap. Oh, I almost forgot my backpack. And there we go. Now we're going to go get the rest of the stuff from that box. Specifically the ammo and the other gun. I'm debating just selling the gun entirely, because I don't think I need it at the moment. Our next step now is to get these Handyman missions done and find a way to get the Handyman missions done. That way we can make like 25k AUEC per pop, and that will help us fund our way off the planet. Okay, so we did grab those last few items out of that red box, but I completely forgot as I was over there. I saw my ship and I realized I forgot to take all the components out. I also tried to go back for that second multi-tool tractor beam multi-tool that I found early on. The box disappeared. So if y'all decide to do a solo self-found run, just keep that in mind that after you loot a box, it could disappear. So I don't think I unlocked the ports. We're going to get all these components removed, and then we will start our journey to... Well, one, we got to go sell the rest of this stuff. But two, we have to start our journey on Handyman missions. So I will cut back in the video when we get to that. Okay, so we have sold everything. Our Nomad is decommissioned officially. We need to get into these Handyman missions. And the way these Handyman missions work is you just need to go over there, repair a few pipes, and replace some fuses, and then mission complete, and you get paid 21k. I think our big ticket item was our quantum drive. I think it was like 39k. And so I think in total we calculated out that I need just short of 100k in order to get the ship off planet, to get the Nomad off planet. Now what I want to see, I want to run over there, but these locations usually have a mule. Somewhere there's usually a mule. So I want to see, like, I want to check all these freight elevators and see if there's a mule over there. Look at that. Contracted processed food. That won't sell for much because it is contracted food, but because it is just laying on the ground. I mean, money's money at this point. Just plop you right there. Come on, elevator. Come on up. There we go. Oh, we are getting so cold again. Hey, the star's up though. Maybe it'll warm up as we get further into the day. But it also seems like there is some kind of like storm going on right now too. I don't see a mule. Can I sell the processed food here? I don't think I can. Where do I have RMC? What does it say? 0 RMC. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's from the salvage canisters. I have a couple salvage canisters in my inventory. Interesting if you'd be able to sell like 1,000 of those or whatever one SEU would be. So I think it holds 250 or 0.25 in the small ones and 0.75 in the big ones. So like if you were to combine 2 of them, would you be able to make that into one SCU? We are gonna get our body temperature up, and then I guess we're gonna make the run to one of these. We're gonna see which one's closest to us and then go from there. So this one is 4K. That's 3.1. That's significantly closer. So I think that might be our play, is go hit those 2 and then get that 50K. But there's also salvage missions. There should be a salvage mission here. Maybe if I could do a salvage mission here, depending on what the cost of it is. 8K. How much is a power plant? If I can get the power plant running, I could use the ship to go to these 2 locations. So that's 8K. Salvage scrap at last landing. Oh, it's over in that lake over there, that ice bed. That might be difficult to actually get that. Before we go over there, I need this. Take the empty one away. Yep, that stuff is in the middle of the ice bed. Now, the weird thing about this ice bed is I'm going to start walking, and you can see, like, for some reason the water, I think the water level is supposed to be, like, way up there, but because the ice is frozen, it's not, so it's doing some weird, like, levitating thing. But as soon as I get close to here as well, I'm going to start sinking under the water, or under the ice. Yeah, see. Okay, so let's start salvaging. Oh, this is going to take forever. Okay, I got to head back because I am going to freeze to death if I don't. Wait, is that a vulture? It is. There's a mule there too? How did I not see this vulture? Let's get in the mule and get some body regulation going on. If we can get this vulture, that would be great. The engines are on, so it's not soft death. Now, remember, the rule with abandoned vehicles, maybe I didn't mention this, but abandoned vehicles, again, you can't take the parts out of the ship unless you pay a fence fee. We obviously don't have the money for a fence fee, but the other rule, this is the part that I don't think I mentioned, is if you find an abandoned ship, you cannot leave the planet that you're on, but you can use it as a ground vehicle type thing, so you can move from location to location. And so that's what I want to try to do. This is going to be difficult. Oh, he died. Look at that. Plenty of free med pens. He had some cruise Lux on him. I wish I could take his weapon, but it is what it is. Plenty of ammo, though. And for a C-54, oh my gosh. Perfect. Okay, let's see if we can get in this thing. And it is moving. Okay, so shields are on. Oh, the unfortunate part about Last Landing. The atmosphere is so heavy. I have no jump at all. And I know I'm white. That has nothing to do with it. We're going to try to ram this off the rock. I don't think that's going to help. I don't even think it moved a little bit. Alright, so what we're going to try to do... I want to see if that side door is open first before we actually, like, get in the ship. Okay, cool. That worked out a lot better than I thought it would. Now, how do I get over there? It looks like the door is open. But I need to get to that side. I might just have to shoot the back door open. Which I hate doing, but it might be a necessary step. the weight of the mule push this down? Does not look like it. Okay. I'm just gonna go backdoor route. If you wonder what I spend most of my time doing in Star Citizen, it's usually this, trying to break into vehicles. Oh, come on, let me on. Oh, I backed up because I didn't think I had it. There we go. Let's get this door open. What are the odds that guy would have a C-54 ammo? There we go. And we're in, baby. That's awesome. Now we have a Vulture. Storage is not working. Oh wait, you know what? I think the storage is on the side. There's storage in here somewhere. Alright, cool. Well, I guess we'll finish up salvaging this panel and go over to a Handyman mission since we have a Vulture now. Okay, so we are at one of the outposts now. And these Handyman missions are super basic. So as long as you have the canister and the repair tool, you just come over to the pipes real quick and repair them. Just like that by right clicking on the Cambio tool. We got these pipes look like they're outside, and they are. There they are. Alright, cool. So pipes are done. We just need to replace the fuse. The great thing about having the Vulture too is we now have the opportunity to create our own fuses. So we don't necessarily have to take them or buy them. That will save us a lot of money. I wish this worked more often. But that being said, I did take 6 fuses from last landing. And so I don't need a whole lot, but it depends on how much these missions are requiring. But you can see that the fuses here, it wants you to replace all of them, even though it only indicates like 1. When it says that 0 of 1, it's referring to the entire panel. So you have to replace all the fuses in the panel. Sometimes you'll get panels that have like 2 fuses in there. Sometimes you'll get with none. More often than it has 0 fuses. More often than not, it has 0 fuses. But that's it. So we are going to finish up these missions and see how much money we have, and then see if we can't get our Nomad back and operational. Okay, so while we were on our way back to last landing, I did a scan in the Vulture, and I saw that processed food that we found earlier. It's just scattered all over last landing, and so I'm going to pick that up currently. And that way, once we get the ability to get to Ruin Station, we can go ahead and do that.
That will give us a little bit of extra money in our pocket. It's not going to be very much because remember, contracted cargo has a 75% discount. So, but it will give us some because after we purchase all our components to get off planet, it is going to be very important for us to get as much money as we can. Okay, so we got all the processed food. Unfortunately, the Vulture is lost to us forever. So it encountered that bug where you can't get back into the pilot seat anymore. Like it's not interactable. I tried to Alt F4. It did not work. So we lost the Vulture. But I think we have enough AUEC. And I'm going to sell off a bunch of stuff that I looted at the outpost as well. But I think we have enough AUEC that we should be able to... get all our components, so that way we can get off planet. Just keep selling these real quick. The S71, I'm surprised it doesn't sell for more. It's actually pretty good. We're going to sell the combat knife. Sell that combat knife. I think there was one. Wait, are these just... Huh. Oh, and now they're all gone. I think they were duplicating. Like showing back up on the terminal as if they were like desync or something. Okay, let's see if we can buy our components now. So we're sitting at 82,183. Power plant. This is going to be the important one. That is our biggest expense, with the Lumicore being 69K. And I think I want to do that just for now. Get that power plant out of the way. That way I can at least use the Nomad to actually fly around. With the Nomad, if I get that bug where the pilot seat is not operational, I can at least bedlog in the Nomad and come back in, and the pilot seat should be functional at that point because it technically stores the ship and brings it back. So hopefully that works. But all we got to do now is get the power plant installed. Here we go. Now we have to be super careful with this because it is windy. And so the wind will drag this away. But it seems like the storm is gone. So we might be clear for a little bit. Just set you down right there. Oh, come on, my sweet summer child. We're almost there. Oh no! I was tractoring the... Oh no! Oh, that could be bad. I was tractoring at the same time that it automatically put me up the ladder. That could have just launched that power plant. Oh, it's not there. No. Okay, we're going on a scavenger hunt. Hello, power plant, are you there? No, I don't want the ship. I bet you it went out on the ice. But we are going to check up here first. I don't know, my first instinct says the ice, but usually my first instinct is wrong. I don't know, I feel like it would have gotten caught on one of these rocks. Like, how likely is it that it would roll all the way down this hill and onto the ice? Oh, and the storm's back. It's gonna be windy too. Ugh. Maybe I'd go get the mule. Go get the mule, turn the lights on, and start looking around. That way I don't have to worry about body temperature. Yeah, I don't see it. Okay, we're gonna go get the mule. Okay, so we have the mule. I think the first patrol that I'm gonna do is on the ice. I keep saying it's on the ice. I haven't found it anywhere else. So we're gonna go down to the ice and look for it first, and then go from there. Oh! Ain't no way. I should have went with my first instinct. Okay, cool. So, we got to make sure we don't lose this. This is a very important part of our ship. Okay. So, oh man, that's so relieving. Because I pretty much would have had to have started over. Like, at that point, I would have had to have started over. Because I have, after buying that, I only have like 10K. If that. Like, this was 69K. So, but we did get the best power plant that is available. So, that is saying something. Alright, let's slap this bad boy in here. It is the wrong way. There we go. Let's go see if this bad boy turns on. Hey, there it is. Oh, I forgot to take the shields off. Landing complete. Ugh. Just take these out real quick. Remember, you have to take out all your components. Alright, so shields are down. Only thing we have in the ship is a power plant. And I don't know, I think that's a good, some good progress we made today so far. So I'm going to call it at this point. We have a power plant, so the next time we actually get into game, we can actually... Oh, you know what? We might have to restart this. I think there's a patch coming this week. Tell you what, if there is a patch this week for CitizenCon, we will restart this and just do a do-over. But as soon as I get my power plant again, I don't know. Let me know in the comments section. If you're interested in seeing something like that, maybe I'll live stream it on Wednesday and we can go from there. But yeah. Let me know what you guys think about the hardcore solo self-found. If you want to know more about the rules that I came up with, and that if you want to see that poster I made, I have a full document of all the rules on my Discord, discord.gg/schollers. If you just want that poster, you can get that poster on there as well. It is under the channel HC Rules. And yeah, otherwise, I am going to bed log out here far enough away from the station that if I do log back in, nobody's going to mess with me. Or there's not going to be any other ships in the area. But that being said, I am Saxawine. This is SC Haulers. Thank you for stopping by. Be sure, if you like the content, please hit that like button. If you want to see more of the hardcore solo self-bound gameplay, oh my gosh, the SSF. If you want to see more of the SSF gameplay, hit that subscribe button. And if you're interested in industrial-based content in general, just subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and it'll all be right there for you, I promise. Otherwise, I will see you at the next haul. Love you, bye.
Sacks of wine.